Hey everyone, welcome back to History Unraveled. Have you ever wondered how people slept 300 years ago? No memory foam, no white noise machines, no Netflix to lull you to sleep. So, how did they do it? Today, we're diving into how people slept in the 1700s. We'll uncover 5 surprising facts about their sleep habits and connect them to our lives today. Stick around, hit that like button, and let's get started. Before we jump in, let's think, what makes sleep so different now? Electricity, comfy beds, or maybe our busy schedules. In the 1700s, life was slower, but sleep was a whole different beast. Let's explore 5 core insights to find out how. Insight 1, biphasic sleep patterns. First up, did people in the 1700s sleep through the night like we try to? Historical records suggest they didn't. Many followed a biphasic sleep pattern, 2 chunks of sleep called first and second sleep. They'd sleep for a few hours, wake up for an hour or two, then sleep again. During that wakeful time, they might pray, chat, or even do chores. Crazy, right? So, why did they sleep this way? Without artificial light, their sleep aligned with natural darkness, which was long in winter. This pattern shows up in diaries and medical texts from the time. But here's a question, could this be natural for humans? Some historians think our 8-hour sleep goal is a modern invention. Think about today. Ever heard of a power nap? Or maybe you use a sleep tracker to optimize your rest. That's kind of like biphasic sleep. Some people experiment with polyphasic sleep schedules, napping multiple times a day. So, maybe the 1700s folks were onto something. What do you think, could you handle waking up at 2 a.m. for an hour? Insight 2, shared beds and communal sleeping. Next, let's talk about who you slept with. In the 1700s, it was common for families, or even strangers, to share beds. Why? Houses were small, and beds were expensive. Plus, sharing body heat kept you warm in drafty homes. Imagine squeezing into bed with your siblings, parents, or even a random traveler at an inn. This wasn't just about space. It was a cultural norm, sleep wasn't as private as it is now. Wealthier folks might have had their own beds, but for most, it was a cozy, crowded affair. What does this make you think about personal space back then? Today, we value our own beds, but think about co-sleeping parents sharing beds with babies for bonding, or college dorms where roommates share tight quarters. It's not the same, but it shows how sleep can still be communal. Would you share a bed with a stranger for warmth? Let me know in the comments. Insight 3, basic bedding. Now, what did people sleep on? No box springs or Tempur-Pedic here. Most folks slept on mattresses stuffed with straw, hay, or rags. If you were wealthy, you might have a feather bed, super luxurious but still lumpy. These beds were laid on rope frames that needed tightening, hence the phrase, sleep tight. Why straw? It was cheap and available, but it attracted bugs and needed constant replacing. Feather beds were comfier but required a lot of upkeep. So, how comfy do you think these beds were compared to ours? Today, we're obsessed with perfect mattresses, think Casper or Purple. But some people go minimalist, sleeping on futons or even DIY pallet beds, kind of like the 1700s simple setups. It makes you wonder, are our fancy beds overkill? What's the simplest bed you've ever slept on? Insight 4, candlelit nights and darkness. Here's a big one, no electricity meant darkness ruled the night. People in the 1700s relied on candles or firelight, which were dim and expensive. Once the sun went down, it was bedtime. This made their sleep cycles super tied to nature. Ever thought about how light, or lack of it, shapes when you sleep? Darkness wasn't just practical, it was cultural. Night was for rest, not work. But candles let wealthier folks stay up, creating a social divide. How does this compare to our 24/7 world? Today, we're flooded with artificial light, phones, TVs, streetlights. Studies show blue light messes with our melatonin, keeping us up. Some people use dark mode apps or blackout curtains to mimic that 1700s darkness. Have you ever tried cutting out screens before bed? It's harder than it sounds. Insight 5, sleep as a social activity. Finally, sleep in the 1700s wasn't always private. In homes, inns, or even castles, people often slept in shared spaces. Beds might be in living areas, and travelers bunked together in taverns. Privacy was rare, sleep was a social event. Why do you think sleep was so public back then? This tied to practicality, space and warmth, but also culture. Sleeping alone was less common, even for the elite. It's wild to think your bedroom wasn't your sanctuary. How does this shift our view of sleep? Today, we guard our sleep privacy, but think about sleepovers, hostels, or Airbnb rentals where you might share a room. It's not quite the same, but it echoes that 1700s vibe. Could you sleep soundly with others around, or do you need your own space? Conclusion. Wow, we've traveled back to the 1700s and learned how different sleep was. From biphasic sleep to shared beds, straw mattresses, dark nights, and social sleeping, it's clear their world shaped their rest in ways we can barely imagine. But it also makes us think, are our modern sleep habits really better? Maybe there's wisdom in those old ways. So, what's your biggest takeaway? Would you try biphasic sleep or trade your mattress for straw? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you loved this deep dive, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more History Unraveled. Want more on daily life in the 1700s? Let me know what topic to tackle next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams, 1700 style.